before we talked to Oliver Platt, let me give you my two thoughts once again. I was away last week taking some time off, and I'm back here once again in full force to tell you why I believe it is so important that Canada has its own league for Canadian players and coaches. Evident once again this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the $1 million trivia question coming right at you. How many Canadians started this weekend? 1. How many Canadian coaches were in charge on the weekend? 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Canadians take a backseat to everyone else. They sit on the benches. They rot there. Coaches never get an opportunity. God bless Joey Saputo for believing in Mauro Biello. And thank you to the Vancouver Whitecaps for giving Russell T-Bert an opportunity. And if Orlando City was playing, their game was canceled. We know that Kyle Lauren would have been playing. So that would have been a grand total, ladies and gentlemen, of 2 starters, 1 head coach, all Canadian. Is that good? Is that respectful? Is that what we want as Canadians? No. We as Canadians want our own league for our players and our coaches. I'm going to tell you something out there to all you youth clubs and academies, technical directors at all the youth clubs, academy owners, club presidents, everyone out there across this country. I want you to let all the young boys out there in your club and in your academy look at this weekend and show them how many Canadians started. Explain to them that only 2, 1 started and another would have started if the game wasn't canceled in Kyle Lauren. Tell them that you as a Canadian young man basically will never get that opportunity to start in MLS unless you are the elite of the elite of the elite of Canadians, like a Russell T-Bert, a Kyle Lauren, and maybe a couple others. Maybe. You need to press upon them, club technical directors, club presidents, academy owners, how important it is for them to dream and aspire to play for their local Canadian professional league club across this country, from Victoria to Halifax to Winnipeg to Hamilton to Vaughan to Toronto to Quebec City to also Calgary and Edmonton, everywhere in between. Regina, you're included, Saskatoon. This is the importance of having our own league. The young boys from youth clubs all across this country and academies can say, hey, if our own league starts up here in Canada, I can actually get an opportunity, a fair shot to start for a club. I can make a paycheck. I can live my dream playing in my hometown or somewhere across this country. Because if you look again this weekend in MLS, how many started? 1. Hey, head coaches out there, you young Canadian head coaches out there that are taking courses all over worldwide, spending time, money, and energy because this is the dream that you have, that you want to coach in Canada. You want to coach for a pro team. Have a look. How many Canadian coaches were on the benches this weekend in MLS as an assistant or a head coach? Have a look and say to yourself, boy, I have no opportunity, no chance whatsoever really to become a head coach in MLS or an assistant. They're all stacked up against me. All the odds are all against me. I cannot wait for our own Canadian league to start up and get going. It's as simple as that. Now, I was really busy this weekend in Ottawa holding some big-time important meetings for our League One Ontario, but I had an opportunity to talk to a lot of the locals, a lot of the people there in youth clubs and in academies. And we sat down, a whole bunch of us. We had something to eat and have something to drink, and we discussed a lot of things. They are ready. They want a Canadian league. They believe their young Canadian kids, if given the opportunity, can compete with anyone else in MLS. Listen, it's time. It's important because they feel that there's no hope for their Canadian kids to get a fair shot. But then we also discussed this. We were starting to also notice, and a lot of people down south were tweeting this out, journalists and other people that follow MLS quite closely, like myself. And we're going to ask Paul about this. Guess what? The American-born players now are starting to feel the heat too. They're not getting the spots they used to get because a lot of players from Europe, South America, everywhere else are taking their spots away from them too. You see? It doesn't feel good, does it? It doesn't feel good at all. Well, that's how we Canadian players and coaches have been feeling forever and ever. Now you understand how we feel. Don't forget, MLS was built for the American player and coach first and foremost, and they did a wonderful job at it. And Don Garber's still doing a good job at that. But it's starting to creep up there too, where the American player, young player, is being pushed aside. Pushed aside. Well, that's why I say it's time for us to have our own league in this country, coast to coast. I will never, ever, 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 ever stop. It's important, it's vital, it's critical for players to have an opportunity, for coaches to coach, trainers, administrators, you name it. You name it. Let's just take a back seat here, take a deep breath, and think about the big picture here. If we look ahead a year from now, and we again see that in any weekend of MLS 1, maybe 2, maybe tops 3 Canadian players are starting. And maybe again one head coach, maybe by some miracle, will get another one. I doubt it. I really doubt it. Is that progress? A grand total of how many? 3, maybe 4 starters? Maybe 2 coaches? Is that success? Is that something that is something that can be classified as an achievement for the Canadian? No! We need to have our own league. It's time. It's coming. For all you out there that are throwing the darts at me, the ones that are the naysayers, Anthony, we've heard you talk about this. We haven't heard any more information. You keep leading us along. How many days, Anthony? You keep tweeting days. Is it 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, 20 days? Is it months? When is it, Anthony? When is it? Guys, relax. Take a deep breath. Things are happening behind the scenes. They're very calculated what they're doing behind the scenes. I had a 2.5-hour meeting 1 week ago Monday. And things are going well. But you can't just have a press conference like that if all the pieces aren't in the puzzle, if all the players aren't at the table. And they're getting there. Slowly but surely, they're making sure that they got every angle covered. Every hole closed. Slow down. It's coming. You think I'm a stupid fool from the information that I'm getting, that I'd be tweeting out consistently, that it's coming within days, within weeks? You think I'm, unless I've been lied to, unless I've been played a fool, unless all those meetings I've been to and all the information I know has been all lies, which I really doubt, then it's happening. We heard a couple weeks ago here in the city of Toronto, we heard that we got actual official news that, the president of TFC, Bill Manning, who I have a lot of respect for, said, yeah, it's coming. Well, then it's coming. So relax, calm down. It's coming. But we need your support out there. Talk to all those youth clubs and academies, the presidents, the technical directors, and tell them to tell the young boys in that system, you need to start dreaming about playing for your own Canadian team across this country. If you're good enough and really good and elite of the elite, then go overseas to Europe and ply your trade there. God bless you. And if you're not at that level yet, you need to play here in Canada. You need to play here in Canada where you can play, develop, pick up a paycheck, and not sit and rot on the bench like so few, not many, so few are doing down south in MLS.